Hey everyone, this is Jordan from Sleeklens.com, and in this video, we're going to take this car that is stationary, parked, there's definitely not anybody driving it, and we're going to make it look like it is being driven by somebody. Obviously, if, at the final product, we're not going to actually have a person in there, but the car will look in motion, and it's going to look really cool. And I'm going to show you how easy this is to kind of make this this effect happen. So, if you have maybe you visit like a car show or something like that, you can make these cars actually look like they're driving. So it's a very cool effect. So the first thing we're going to do is take this image here and we're going to duplicate it. So I'm going to go down here. I'm going to drag this down and make a duplicate copy. I'm going to unlock my background layer. And now what I'm going to do is just toggle this off to where I have my original photo. And I'm going to go to Filter, Blur, and then Motion Blur. Now this is going to create a side motion blur here. You can see you can take this radius, this angle, and drag it around. So if you make it go up and down, that's definitely not what we want. We want a definite side-to-side angle, so it's going to be an angle of 0. And you can play with the distance to look the way you want it to. I'm going to make mine a little bit more blurry, but you can definitely play with however you like it to look. So this is what mine is going to look like here. Very, very, very steep side-to-side motion here. So I'm going to go ahead and click OK here. And now I'm going to take this photo here and I'm going to apply a layer mask to this photo. And the layer mask is actually going to be an inverted layer mask. So to make that, I'm going to click on that image and hit my Alt or Option key and choose the layer mask, and that's going to bring the it's going to basically hide everything from the non-blurred photo. So now we have this black layer mask, and I'm going to get my brush here, and I'm going to take my brush to a very large size, go over here, and I'm going to feather it all the way down to a hardness of 0. And then we'll go over here to the flow, and we'll take the flow down to around 25 or so. So here we can go over here and start painting in the car where it's more non-blurred. And so we're just tapping a little bit on the mouse here just to bring it in, just like that. All right, and there we go. And now we're going to take our hardness, or I'm sorry, our flow, and we're going to take it down to a little bit more, around 10%. And this is where you can see we have the asphalt here. We're going to kind of feather that in a little bit more so it is a little bit more blurry and not as crisp. So just going around the car, just like that. And we can toggle back to our white brush to clean up some areas that we might have missed. So just going around here, and I'm doing this a little bit loosely. You don't have to be super exact with it. So there we go. That looks pretty good. So now it already sort of looks like it's in motion, but what we need to really concentrate on are the rims on the car. And so how we're going to do that is we're going to take both of our layers here, highlight both of those, click this little menu button over here, and we're going to choose merge visible. But before we do, we're going to hold the Alt or Option key, and that's going to basically take those images and put them into its own layer, but also keep these layers just in case we need to go back and fix something. So now we can just toggle these off to where now we just have this one image. And now we're going to go back up to Filter. We're going to go to Blur Gallery and do Spin Blur. Now Spin Blur is going to open up a new dialog box, a new interface here. And this is where we can take this radial, this kind of spin radius here, and fit it to match the rim here. And you're taking these outside edges here and just fitting it to there. So once we have it on there, we can take the spin or the blur angle and just kind of go crazy with it. We can make it look like it's spinning really fast, really fast. But you still want to have a little bit more visible spoke that's going on in there. So we're going to let's go to right around 40. So there we go. So we're good there. We like the way it looks. We're going to go ahead and click OK, and that'll take us back to Photoshop. And now we're going to go back in to the blur gallery, go to Spin Blur, and do the same thing to the other tire here, the other rim. So fit it down to right around there. That should be fine. and change our blur to match what we had before. So we had a 40, and there we go. And we can mess with it a little bit. And you can obviously play with this if you want a little bit more tire showing. It doesn't really matter, but you can also play with that. And there we go. We're good. We'll click OK. And there we are. Now it looks like the car is just speeding past, and you did a cool panning shot to get this car in action. Obviously, we don't have a person driving it, but it is kind of a cool effect that you can apply to your images. So I hope you guys enjoyed that quick little tutorial in Photoshop how to make these cars look like they're going super, super fast. And this has been Jordan from Sleeklens, and we'll see you in the next video.